In this segment, we're going to do problem solving. And in this case, we have multiple steps. So I'm going to model what I think you should be doing, and I hope that you follow, and you can always rewind and follow the steps again. So let's read the problem. Sarah uses a rain gauge to measure rainfall for a science project. The first week, she measures 2¼ inches of rain. The second week, she measured twice as much rain, and the third week, she measured half as much rain as the first week. How much rainfall did Sarah measure for the entire month? So the very first thing that I want to do is I want to underline my information. So in the first week, we had 2¼ inches of rain. So I'm going to write that here. Week 1, 2¼ inches of rain. Now I'm going to continue reading. The second week, so now we're at the second week, she measured twice as much rain. So week 2, she measured what we had the first week, twice as much. So that's like multiplying it by 2. And the third week, she measured half as much as the first week. So week 3, she measured half of this. And if you remember, of means times, half of. So now we basically have 3 different pieces of information. And the final question is, how much rainfall did Sarah measure for the entire month? She only measured for 3 weeks. So that's the information that we have. So eventually we're going to add all of these. The question is, how much rain fell that second week? And another question is, how much rain fell that third week? So we have to figure all of this out. So let's do that. So the second week, we have the 2¼ inches of rain times 2. Well, I know when I have a mixed number and I'm multiplying it by something, I have to change this mixed number into an improper fraction. I take my denominator, I multiply it by my whole number, and add the numerator. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 over 4. I always put it over my denominator. I multiply. Whenever I have a whole number, I put it over 1. And I can cancel here. So I know 2 goes into 2 and 2 goes into 4. So 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 4 twice. Now I multiply. 9 times 1 is 9, and 2 times 1 is 2. I have an improper fraction. This is 9 divided by 2. 2 goes into 9 4 whole times, which is 8, with 1 left over, and I put that over my denominator. So for week 2, 4½ inches fell. Now what we'll do is, we'll do week 3. So I'm going to separate this, so this way you'll see it. Week 3, we have 2¼ inches of rain, and we had half of that. So once again, we do our denominator times our whole number. 4 times 2 is 8, plus your numerator, plus 1 is 9. 9 over 4 times 1/2. And so we multiply again our numerators. 9 times 1 is 9, and 4, we do our denominators. 4 times 2 is 8. And so we have an improper fraction, so we do 9 divided by 8. 8 goes into 9 1 whole time, with 1 left over, and we put that over our denominator. So now we have 3 pieces of information, which is fantastic because we have our 2¼ 4½ and 1⅛. And I'm just going to pause for a moment so I can have a blank screen and I can add those 3 numbers. So I took our information from week 1, which was the 2¼ inches of rain, week 2, which was 4½ and week 3, which was 1⅛, and I set it up vertically. And so the very first thing that I notice is that I have different denominators. I have fourths, I have halves, and I have eighths. Well, when you're adding fractions, your denominators must be the same. So what we do is we will recopy our whole numbers, and we need to think about taking our denominators 4, 2, and 8 and doing our least common multiples. And so we have 4, 8, 12. I'm going to stop there. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm going to stop there. For 8, we have 8, 16. Well, wait a second. We have a winner here. It's 8. So we're going to end up using eighths. So let's do that. So I'm going to make all of them into eighths. Well, how did I get from 4 to 8? I multiplied by 2. Whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 to 8, I multiplied by 4. 2 times 4 was 8. Whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. 1 times 4 is 4. Eighths, we keep the same. Okay, so now we can add. So now we have 2 eighths, 4 eighths, and 1 eighth. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 is 7. This is 7 eighths. 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Our final answer is 7 and 7 eighths as our answer. So how did we do this? Well, we had to figure out how much rain there was. We knew for the first week. We had to figure it out for the second week. And that's our hidden question. How much rain fell the second week? Hidden question, how much rain fell the third week? And then from that information, we figured out how much rain fell for the entire month. Now, it's a little tricky that they say month. However, they only gave us 3 weeks. So that's what they expected us to figure out, the 3 weeks, and only the 3 weeks. I hope this was helpful to you.